Hi, I'm Subramani Sharma, Core Faculty, IS, Regional Training Institute, Hyderabad. Today, we are discussing two important functions in Excel. One is VLOOKUP and another is HLOOKUP. VLOOKUP used for, actually V stands for vertical lookup and H stands for horizontal lookup. Whenever the data is arranged vertically, then we have to use the VLOOKUP command, and if the data is arranged in horizontally, then we have to use the HLOOKUP command. But both the commands are used to search for a key value and identify a desired value to copy the same in your current worksheet. For example, if you have a data like say DDO code and voucher details, and the DDO name is not there, and the DDO code and DDO name as a master data is available in either in another sheet or in another file, right? Generally, what we will do is we'll locate, we'll pick up a code and we will search in the master data through find command, and from there, once we found the value, then we'll copy the DDO name and we'll copy and paste it in our current location. So this is what we will do. But if the data is less, say if 10 records or 50 records, then we may do it manually. But if you have lakhs of records, then that may not be possible to, find, copy, paste into your current worksheet. That is very, very difficult. So VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, these two commands will help us to locate a given value in the master sheet, or then pick up the desired value and copy and paste it in your current worksheet. Maybe I will show you with a few examples so that you will understand the concept very well. Give me a minute. I will share my screen so that and I will demonstrate you a few these VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP commands with a few examples. Right. So this is my Excel sheet. This is course code and office ID and slots. 3 columns are there, right? By seeing this data, I'm pretty sure we cannot understand what it is, right? Because everything is in numbers, right? There are 130 rows are there, okay? And this is the course code and this is the office ID, right? So actually this is the training institute's data where trainings will be conducted for each course. Slots will be given to different offices, different slots will be given, and how the calendar will be available with a training institute, right? But by seeing this data, we may not identify what is the course code, what is the course name, and which office. Suppose if I say 201 for office ID 190107, there is a one slot. What is 201 course and what is 190107 office name? It is very difficult for the reader if we don't familiar with the codes. But if you come to this one sheet where this master data is available, right? This is the course code and this is the name of the training. When I say 201, so this is the name of the course, idea and IS audit basics. Suppose if I don't know the VLOOKUP command or HLOOKUP command, generally what I will do is I will I will find out here. I will copy this Control C and come here and paste it, like Control C, right? And come over here and paste it. So this is what generally we will do if you don't know the functions available in Excel, right? But this is very, very tedious. We all know. If very few records are there, then fine. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult for us. So further to achieve the same task, actually, Excel has provided this VLOOKUP command. So how to use the VLOOKUP command? You have to give the is equal to operator, because for any function, it will start with the is equal to, and then VLOOKUP. Okay. Here, once VLOOKUP is there, it is showing a help and asking for parameters. For any function, we have to give the parameters to execute. Here, VLOOKUP needs 4 parameters. One is lookup value, table array, column index number, and range lookup. But if you observe, all these of course all these parameters are separated with a pipe. Okay, in some older versions it may be a comma. So if your comma is available, then you have to give a comma, or if the pipe is available, then in your help you have to use the pipe to separate the parameter values. If you see the last one, range lookup, it is kept in a square brackets. So any parameter which was kept in square bracket, it means it is an optional. That means for to execute VLOOKUP, at least we must give 3 parameters mandatory. The fourth one is optional. So let us understand what are these parameters. One is lookup value. That means here in our earlier example, our course code is our lookup value. That means we have the code, but we don't have the name, right? Our lookup value is based on the code, right? So one more thing which we have to remember is there must be a common field between the lookup value and the desired value. Then only this lookup value will be searched there and it will pick up the desired value, right? And the next one is we have to specify to the VLOOKUP where the data is available, right? So here the data is available in this approved COTP sheet, right? And there you have to specify the range in which columns the information is available, right? But before giving the range, we have to ensure that in the given range, this lookup value and the desired value, both columns are included, right? So we have to select the range in such a way that the range consists of your lookup value as well as your desired value. So that range we have to specify. The third one is column index number. Again, column index number, how many columns you have selected in your range. Suppose you have selected 2 columns in your range. And the first one, obviously, it is a lookup value, and the second one is the desired value. So you have selected 2 columns, and then the column index number you have to give the column in which the desired value is available, right? So here, suppose you have selected A and B, 2 columns you have selected. A is course code and B consists the course name. Then you have to specify 2 because the desired value is available in the column 2. Generally, what it will do is VLOOKUP. First, it will pick up the lookup value for each row. It will go to the array range which you have specified. There it will try to search for the lookup value. Once it found, then it will go to the column index number. From there it will pick up the value and it copy and it will paste here in the current location. So this is how VLOOKUP works. And one more thing which we have to remember is VLOOKUP always search down and pick up the value from the right side. Okay, what is the right side means? Suppose the course code is available in A and course name must be available in B, right? Suppose, for example, you have a data which consists of course name first and the course code is after that, then your VLOOKUP won't work. Why? Because once it will found the course code in a given column, then it will try to pick up values from the right side. But here your course name is available in the left side, right? So then it won't pick up the values and the function will not be executed. Okay, so to in such cases, what you have to do is first you have to ensure that the lookup value is always in the first column. Then after that only your desired value is available. If the data is not available, then you have to arrange the data in such a way so that VLOOKUP will work properly. Okay, so here lookup value is this one, course code. So once I clicked on the value, automatically the cell reference is appeared there. Then you have to give the pipe because every parameter is separated with pipe. Then our range we have to specify. The range is data range is available in the first sheet, that is approved COTP. There you have to specify the data because you need not, of course, you can select the complete sheet, but there is no need. Only thing is whatever where the data actually available in your Excel sheet, that you can specify. But here our course code is available in C and course name is available in E. That's why we have to select from C to E. Suppose if the course name is available in D itself, then there is no need to select E. Only course code and course name, that is C and D, are sufficient. That means it all depends on the data which you have. Based on that, you identify the fields in which the values are available and you select those columns and ensure that all the columns are selected. So here there are 19 records are there and course code is available in C and course name is available in E. So the range here which we have selected is from C2 to E9. 19. So in these three columns which we have selected. Okay, now the next one is again we have to use the pipe to separate the parameter, and the third one is column index number. Again, I already told you column index number is nothing but when in the range how many columns we have selected. Here we have selected three columns, C, D and E. C is 1, D is 2 and E is 3. So where our desired value is available, that is in third column. So we have to specify the number 3. Suppose if we have selected only C and D, then you have to give D 2. Okay. So when I given 3 as a column index number, because fourth one is optional, so there is no need to give it now. So I closed it with a bracket and press enter. Automatically, what it does is it didn't copy it. I didn't copy it and pasted it here. Automatically came through this command, VLOOKUP command. In the VLOOKUP command, here we have given the A2, right? That is the lookup value. Then what it do? First, it will pick up the lookup value from here. Then it will go to the range. From there, it will locate. Once it found the lookup value in the range, then it will pick up the value from third column and it will put it here. Right? That's how VLOOKUP works. Now, because it worked for our first column, then I want to copy this function to all rows so that the course name will automatically appear. Oh. So here the course name only appeared for the first one, not from second one onwards. It has thrown some error. Why it thrown some error? Let us examine. Okay, if you see the first one is A2 is the lookup value, right? And range is C2 to E19. We all know there are only 19 records in the range, right? From C2 to E19. That is a fixed one. But if you come to the second row, what it is showing? The lookup value is from A3. That means it is true. It has to pick up value from this one, and it has to search in the range from C2 to E19. But of course, you see here the range changed to C3 to E20. Right? If you come to this, the range, right? What is happening here? Whenever the formula is copied in the rows continuously, the cell references also will change. This is the issue with the Excel. We all know, right? Whenever we copy a formula for each row, the cell references also will be changed according to the row, right? So this is called relative reference. But unfortunately, we cannot apply relative reference for our range because our range is fixed. So we have to ensure that the range is not changed or not changing according to the row, right? Actually, lookup value should change, but the range should not change. So we have to freeze the range in this VLOOKUP. So how to do that? We have to use the absolute reference, not a relative reference. What is absolute reference? If you put dollar symbols before and after, or before column number and the cell number, then that becomes absolute reference. So you have to put a dollar symbol here, right? $C, $2 and $E, $19. So once you put it and press enter, and it displayed the course name. Now you just copy this formula into all automatically. The values, the course names were copied and pasted according to the course code. Okay, so here first it didn't copy it properly and thrown error just because the range is also changing, and in that range the value is not Excel could not found the value. That's why it couldn't pick up the course name. Right, you got it. Now you see here any cell wherever you click it, it is C2 to E19 only because it is fixed. So how to fix a range is using dollar symbol, right? So this how VLOOKUPs works, right? Even if it is a 5 lakh records or 10 lakh records, and VLOOKUP will go and search and pick up the value and put it here for us in fraction of seconds, right? So this is the way where we can get the values from another location to our current worksheet. This is very essential because whenever we are trying to do, generally what we'll go to the field office, we'll obtain the data, right, and we'll prepare the data for our analysis purpose, right? So many a time we'll get only these numbers, not the names. So there is a need to prepare the data for our analysis purpose. So, and VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP will come very handy for us. Okay. Now, with this example, maybe now we will try to pick up and put the office name also, because office ID is there and office name is available in the office master. This is the office master file, sorry, sheet. Okay. This is office master, this is office code, and this is the office name. This office name should be populated here in our E, right? So what we can do is we can write now VLOOKUP, right? And this is the lookup value for us, and pipe. Then I have to go to this office master where the data is available. Here we have to select the range. There are around 221 office names are there. So I have selected. Then I have to give the pipe again, and now I have to mention the column index number. Here I have selected only two columns. One is C, one is B, and another is C. So the desired value is available in second column, that is C. So I have given 2 here, not 3. In the earlier example, it is 3. Now it is 2. Of course, now we realize the importance of absolute reference. So we have to put the dollar symbol here. Right. So once it is there, now the name was populated, office name also populated. Now you copy this formula to other rows and automatically you get the name of the office with your VLOOKUP command. Okay. This is how VLOOKUP works, right? Now, so far we have used numbers as a lookup value, but sometimes we may need to use characters also, alphanumerics, anything there. So for that, a slight difference is there. For that, actually, we need to use the fourth parameter. So this is another sheet where participant details are available. This is the training institute, and this is the course ID, and these are the participants for that course, and their designation is available. So in the here I want not the designation code, I want designation itself, right? So how to get that? To get the designation, and the file is actually available in a different file. So that is this is the designation master, where you have designation code, designation, and of course chart designation. So these two columns, actually it has to search here and it has to pick up the designation and copy it here. Remember, the designation is available in a different file. Now we are trying to get the values from a different file. So here VLOOKUP is equal to VLOOKUP. So this we now got familiar with this, and our lookup value is G2, and then pipe. Now I have to go to another file and pick up the range here. Okay, select the complete range. There are total 88 rows are there. Okay, the range now we have got it, and the lookup value is 2. Okay, now you close this and press enter. Yeah, for D9 the designation came as a welfare officer. Whether it is correct or not, we don't know. Of course, for some records the value was not picked up properly. Again, that means there is some error. Okay, what is that error? First of all, whether welfare officer is correct or not for D9, let us check. Come to this and you locate what is the D9. Maybe Control F, D9. Okay, D9. Oh, it is assistant audit officer, but here the value it populated as welfare officer, right? Why? There is some problem, isn't it? So that means our VLOOKUP didn't executed properly. Okay, so now time to just recheck our VLOOKUP code, right? Now the last parameter is range lookup. Now we have to use this last parameter. In the last parameter range lookup, there are two types of matches are there. One is approximate match and another is exact match. Whenever you are trying to use VLOOKUP for characters, dates, right? Something. If you want to get for exact search, then you have to use the exact. By default, it is approximate match, but here D9 because it is a character, you have to use the exact match. So you select this exact match, then automatically that means false, right? By default, it is true. True means relative approximate match, right? So you have to specifically tell I need exact match, right? Then you have to use the false. So once I press this enter, you see now assistant audit officer. So it picked up the assistant audit officer correctly, right? Now generally, because what happens, this welfare officer is the last record. If there is any problem when you use this approximate match, it will go to the last record and it will pick up and it will copy the value. Say there is some issue is there with VLOOKUP, right? Maybe it is maybe get corrected in the latest versions. I'm not sure, but in this version, it is we have to say the exact match. Then only it will pick up the correct values there, right? Now you see. Similarly, D7 is the audit officer. Let us check whether D7 is a audit officer or not. Okay, right. D7. This is the audit officer. Okay, so our VLOOKUP function properly. It picked up the correct values, right? Here, one difference is that, and for whenever we are using the alphanumeric or dates, right? We have to use the exact match. That is the fourth parameter. Okay, so this is what VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP has 4 parameters. It's useful to pick up desired values based on the lookup value, right? So 4 parameters is, one is lookup value. That means on which code you want to search. Then you have to tell the VLOOKUP what is the range where the desired value is available. And the third one is in which column you want to, from which column you want to pick up the desired value and copy it. So once you provide these 3 parameters for numbers, automatically it searches the lookup value and picks up the desired value from the column which you have specified as the third parameter and populates in your current worksheet. Okay, the fourth one, the last one parameter is exact match or approximate match. This is useful for dates or characters, right? So this is about VLOOKUP. Now I will explain about HLOOKUP also. HLOOKUP also works like VLOOKUP, but the data should be it will be used when the data is available in horizontally. Here, if you see, these are the GPF rates. Here 1/9/2016, it is 8.1% up to, and it was changed from 1/4/2017 to 7.90. Right, and from 1/7/16/2017 it is 8%. So these are the changes of GPF rates. Now here we have some dates, right? We want to find out what is the GPF rate against this month, right? We assume that observe that. I will increase the font. Yeah. So here 1/10/2016 is there, but there is no 1/10/2016 here, right? Because here the this is a range actually from 1/9/16 to 1/3/17. The GPF rate is 8.1%, and from 1/4/2017 it is done a downward revision to 7.90. Then 1/6/2017 again it was enhanced to 8%. Again from 1/12 it is 7.80, like that. So if when I say 1/10/2016, right, it is in between from 1/9/2016 to 1/4/2017. That means for 1/10/2016, if we have this data manually, maybe we can understand it is 8.10, right? But here we are getting the values using the HLOOKUP, right? So here, because the data is available, lookup values are available horizontally, I have to use the HLOOKUP command. Okay, so HLOOKUP also, you see, lookup value table array. This is similar to our VLOOKUP, right? But here it is, third one is row index number. There it is a column index number. That's it. Because in VLOOKUP, when the data is arranged vertically, we are giving columns, right? But here the data is available horizontally. So there you have to specify the row in which the value is available. That is the only difference. Otherwise, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP both are same. It works same, right? So in this, the lookup value is, see this year, right? And the data is from here to range this entire data, right? And sorry, 1 second, there is an issue. We have to select the lookup value A5, then I have to give the pipe, then we have to select the range. This is the range, and again pipe, right? In the range, actually it will pick up horizontal, I mean it will look up horizontally, then it will pick up the value from a row, isn't it? In which row our desired value is available? In the second row. So we have to give the 2. And similarly, again, we should not forget that here also we have to provide the absolute reference. Okay, so I'm putting dollar symbols. This is very, very essential, right? Okay, then press enter. Okay, now you see it is 8.1%. Is it correct for 1/10/2016? It is a range between 1/9/2016 to 1/3/2017. So it picked up, right? And now you copy this and see 1/6/2017. 1/6/2017 is there, that is 8%. 1/5/2017, that means in between, so it is 7.90. It picked up correctly. 1/9/2018. 1/9/2018, that is 7.60. This is correct. 1/5/2019, that means from 1/9/18 to 1/5/19, it is only 7.60. That's why it HLOOKUP picked up 7.60. And 1/2/2020, that means it is up to 1/2, it is 8%, and from 1/3 it is 7.9. So it picked up 8. So here we have not given the fourth option, that is, though it is a date. Suppose, for example, if I give the fourth parameter, that is the range lookup, as exact match, right? Then 1/10/2016, it can't search, because the data is available from 1/9/16 to 1/3/2017 only, right? Because here it is an approximate match, it is able to judge the dates, and accordingly it picked up the correct values for us, right? Suppose if you say, because for dates and characters, if we want to say exact match, and if we picked up this exact match here, right? Not here, sorry, here, first, for first row, I want to give this false. Sorry. Right. Okay. And if I press enter, then because the 1/10/2016 is not available, that's why it couldn't found the record, and it is showing some error. Because 1/6/17 is there, because it is available, that's why it picked up 8. 1/9/18 is there, that's why only 2 records it found, and the remaining it couldn't locate at that. Okay. So this is the difference between exact match and approximate match. So it all depends on, based on your data and requirement, whether you need to use the fourth parameter or not. That's why I said it is an optional, right? So first 3 parameters are mandatory, and the fourth one is optional, right? Hope this is what about HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. Okay. Yeah, hope you understood the concept. Maybe with a little practice, I'm pretty sure you will be comfortable by using in using these two commands, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Generally, most of the time the data is available vertically only, not horizontally. But there is no distinction between, the major difference between VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. In the VLOOKUP, we'll call it as a column index number, and HLOOKUP it is a row index number. That is the only difference. It is again that difference is because of data arrangement. That's it. Okay. So hope you enjoyed this video. Try to practice and be comfortable and use. It is very, very helpful in your day-to-day activities. Thank you.